Hi guys, and welcome to the vlog. So this is going to be an ant vlog. I haven't made vlogs in a little while. Like I said, I've been busy sorting stuff out, and just recently I had a friend pass away. So things have just been, taking up my time. But this is going to be an ant vlog, and as we have made some progress with the ants, and also I did a little while ago promise to show you what I know about the ants and about caring for the ants. How we found out about the ants was through Ants Canada. They are a lovely channel. They are brilliant. I'm not saying that because I'm paid to say that, because no one's going to pay me. But they are a fantastic channel. He has loads of stuff that you can watch. It's addictive. You'll just keep watching and watching. Just recently I've been watching, he's got a rainforest thing set up in his house, and wow, there's like so many species of ants and bugs and you name it, it's in there. He's got like a whole ecosystem, which is kind of cool. But, so I will run through some of the things that you're going to need with ant care. So, for starters, when you go out collecting queens, if you you can buy queens. There are several different places to buy them from. It's easy, a quick Google search and you'll find, where you can buy them from, but make sure you're getting them for your state or territory, because it's illegal to sell queens in different states to different states. It's just not something that's allowed because of the what's the word I'm looking for? It's to do with nature and stuff. Just don't do it, guys. So first off, you're going to need a container to collect your ant in. Any size will do. You can have a massive big ass container if you want. They're never big enough to need a big ass thing, and you should never keep more than one queen in a container unless you see them together. If you see them, like say you want queens and you see like two walking together or together somewhere, sure, collect them. You probably wouldn't go, unless they were microbial, you probably wouldn't go this size. You'd go this size or a bit bigger for the two or multiple that you're going to put in there. But with every container that you have, make sure, let me just take the lid off and show you. Make sure there's a hole, an air hole. You don't want a big enough hole that they can get out of, but you want a hole for breathing. Little hole poked in the top, just so the air gets into it. If you're not that far from your house or whatever and you've forgotten to put a hole, it's fine. As long as you're not leaving it in there for an extended long period of time, it will be fine. Then, once you've collected your queen, you're going to want a test tube. Now, depending on the size of ant, depends on the size of test tube that you're going to want. This is not essentially a test tube, it's a long jar, you could say, with the lid. A lot of ant people say test tubes are the best way because you can, let me show you. It's easier to hook it to the side of your, you pop that off and you hook it to the side of your ant farm. But it doesn't essentially have to be a test tube. You can use any tube. So what you do is you put water in here, so say about up to here. Then you put a cotton. You use cotton ball. You either use a whole piece or you can break it, depending on what you need. And you put that in as a stopper. Then your ant will go in, and then you'll stop it at the other end with either a cotton Or we have lids. But again, we've made sure there's a hole. With these ones, the holes did end up being a little too big, so we just put cotton in here. We don't generally use the lids because they're too big for the ants. The ants just seem to come out the top. Then once your queen is happy, settled, and she should start laying eggs, but don't go checking it every 5 seconds or every day. Probably 2 to 3 days. Just keep it in a dark place. We have this drawer over here. It's a bedside table with a drawer. So you want them completely dark while they're in this phase, while they're in the test tube. It'll help them feel more secure, more safe. When they have about 10 workers in here, then you can either choose to leave them in here, because some people have had full-blown colonies surviving in a test tube. You can choose to do that. For a beginner, I probably wouldn't, because that's a lot of fetal work to try and feed them, take it out, add water, Whenever water has to go in, I don't do that. My husband does. For some reason, I always drown them. I don't mean to. I'm not trying to kill ants. I love the ants. It just happens. And I don't know how it happens. It just happens. I had one a little while ago that I made the test tube up and I dried the test tube. But for some reason I didn't dry it quite enough. And when we put the ant in there, she stuck to the side of the test tube, and well, sad news is there was no more queen. You have to make sure this part here above your water line is completely dry. Otherwise they will stick to it, and when they stick to it they can't move, and they will, end up dying on you. So once you've got your 10 workers, you can, like I said, you can choose to keep them in here or put them into a formicarium or ant farm. Now you can get many shapes, sizes, whatnot. Some of these come in kits that you can put together. They have like screws and things that you snap it all together with. This is a smaller one. We have an even smaller one. So what you would do is decide on what substrate you're going to put down here. You can have sand, you can have reptile sand, you can have compost. Generally, I would not suggest going dirt from out of your garden. Yes, you could say, but the ants outside live in it. You don't know what's in it, and if you're trying to raise your colony, you want to know, what's in your substrate. So you can, in here at the moment, it needs a good clean out. We have to undo it and completely clean it because the queen that was in here it's not in here. So we would take it all apart, take the substrate out, which is reptile sand for a reptile project. And in the back here, this white piece is a piece of foam that comes with the ant colony, with the ant formicarium. And what you do, there's a little tiny hole where you put water through the little hole to wet that, and that's water for the ants. And then you put a test tube. This one's too big, obviously, but it would go in here with water. So you have your water and then your cotton. I'll show you what I mean by showing you one of the other ones. So it's a test tube, right? Normally you fill it up when you're first starting, you fill it up and you have your cotton at the bottom, and when the water evaporates down here into the cotton and it goes into your ant farm, the cotton will just go up, and then you just pull it down every so often, and then when you feel like it needs a refill, you just refill it with water. You just take the cotton out, put more water in, put the cotton back in. So that's pretty much in keeping. Oh, and they require a bug every 2 to 3 days, depending on your species that you have caught. What else was I going to say? It's okay. What we generally do, we see moths come in and we, catch it for the ants, but we generally don't get bugs from out in the yard because you don't know what has been on that bug. You don't know that, you haven't had a pest man come around to your house and do other things, that it hasn't affected some of the bugs in your yard. Generally, don't go with bugs in your yard. Sure, it's free food, it's going to save you money, but you will find that your ants will be no more. Pesticides and things can kill the ants. And you generally want your ants in a space where you're not often going to be spraying for anything like flies or anything. Or using chemicals like wiping benches or dishwashing detergent. You just want it in a space where you're not going to use a lot of chemicals in your house. So this is why we have it in this corner. Now let's get into some surprises that we have, because that's pretty much ant care in a nutshell. I am not an expert. I still consider myself a beginner. Sure, I have a few colonies and they're going okay, but I still consider myself a beginner. I'm nowhere near the advanced stages of anything. I'm still learning along the way, but hopefully my advice helps other people who want to get into the hobby. So let's show you the surprises that we have and some disappointing news as well. Right, so if we come over here, my husband's plant is doing well. It's doing, where am I going? Oh, I can't see. It's doing well, and let me just show you guys. It's growing. It has weeds and plants and things. This is my terrarium that I have made. It is super cool, still growing nicely. One of the plants has died in it, but it's still going well. Now, our original ant colony, this is the sad part. So we have, they're going well steadily, but if you can see all these black spots, that's ant graveyard. Unfortunately, some of them have died off. We're not sure why. Still figuring that out. This is my daughter's ant colony. The little microbial ones. They're so teeny weeny. They are actually leaving. They are coming out of they're so small that they're able to get out of the ant formicarium. So, but the exciting news, so exciting, right here is another colony. They were in their test tube. They are being housed in their new home. So this is their new home. So we have just recently put their test tube in there. You can see that test tube. So the test tube is in there and they are exploring at the moment. They'll move into their home. Also, when your ants move out of the test tube, take the test tube out of the ant farm. They no longer need it. You'll have the water in the ant farm itself. So you just take the test tube out after they've left it, and you just feed through the ant farm, formicarium, however you like to say it. Yeah, and this one right here, we set this one up with ants as well. There's a test tube here. Test tube here. They are exploring, but that is the new ant colony that we've put in here. Be great to see how it goes, how it turns out. Let me just put you back on the stand. So it'll be great to see how it turns out with the ants and how they go. We've got it set up in here for them. Super excited about the new colonies going in. We were going to wait till winter had finished. We were going to wait until it got to the warmer months to house them in their formicarium. We were going to leave them in the test tube. But we noticed that one colony was, the hole that was in the test tube, they were able to leave. And we really didn't want them to leave because, you know, it was a really good colony. So we decided we'd house them up. But then I explained to my partner that another one we had 10 workers or more. And they really needed to be housed. So we decided to do the 2 colonies, house them up into their new home, their new formicarium. If you don't already know, formicarium is also ant farm. They are the same word as such. Formicarium is the official ant keeper's name for that, for ant farm. Ant farm is what you would typically say when a child has, you know, little plastic bug thing, you know, thing. But, so everything is coming along nicely with the ants. So yeah, I think that's going to be it for this vlog. Thanks for watching. As always, comment, like, subscribe, and as always, be awesome. Bye guys. See you in the next vlog. Bye.